Jake the Film Guy coming at you again with that experimental mobile video making. Microbudgeter.com, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the things that'll drive you bananas when you're doing client work. I don't care if you're gainfully employed full-time or you're full-time self-employed running your own video business. You're going to run into some problem children. Along the way of doing videos for them, here are several of the things that you'll run into and a couple of tips and things you should do to help mitigate problem children.
There's a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring.
Number one, the folks who just drag their feet on everything. It could be signing the contract. It could be giving you assets such as vector files, PNGs, fonts. The sky's the limit here. They could be dragging their feet on a number of things. Show grace. And you know what? Take a hard look in the mirror. You might be setting them up for failure by not outlining some of the different progress checks and dates that you need to be in step with them by getting this first draft done here or the second draft done here. And so getting this first responsibility always in the relationship. Take a hard look at yourself first before you go accusing them. But understand you will have people that drag their feet no matter what you do. Smile, show grace. As followers of Christ, you want to be the first to do that. Not savvy with Jesus, that's okay. You still want to be showing people that you care about them and their needs more than your own and that paycheck. So show it with a big old smile. Hey, wear a tie, it'll make you stand out. Okay, second kind of problem child you might run into are the folks that just disappear for stretches at a time. Now, this is especially an area where you need to show grace, as with all of these, because they might just be super busy. Try to show some understanding. They could have small children, they could have illness in the family, they could have 20 other different clients that they're trying to tend to, and maybe even half a dozen vendors that they're also managing right now, and you're just one of them. So show some grace. Another kind of problem child you might run into that might just really drive you bananas are the folks that have so many different influencers and decision makers to shop the project around with that revisions are super slow to come by, simply because they're not willing to make the decision themselves. Now, I'm all for surrounding yourself with accountability, people that are smarter than you. After all, the good book says that plans fail for a lack of counsel. You want to surround yourself with people when it comes to these creative projects. You want to get good feedback. But at the end of the day, you want to be the one to be the voice in the vendor's life. You don't want to let them know, well, I'm still waiting for Joe and Sally to get back to me with their notes, and then I'll get you notes. Think of yourself as a funnel. You're the filter. You want to get everything in a way that's going to be relatable, understandable, and just downright simple for your video vendor. Okay, enough about that one. We're beating a dead horse here. The other kind of problem children that you might run into are the video clients who simply do not pay on time. This is the nature of any freelancing work. Make sure that you mitigate this kind of problem by always putting watermarks. Talked a lot about this in the post/video about contracts, and I would have them initial this when they sign the contract. Don't just have them sign the contract. Initial by this section that you're going to watermark the heck out of their videos until you have payment in full. This gives them some incentive to pay you on time when you're supposed to be paid. Another kind of problem child you might run into is the good old tire kicker, my favorite. Now, a tire kicker comes from the world of car sales. It's the person that comes onto the lot, asks the dealer a bunch of questions, doesn't actually buy anything, and then they just move on. They're probably price shopping. They might just want to be test driving a car for the sake of test driving a new car. The point is they have zero interest in buying, even if they are qualified to buy. And so this word tire kicker is that person. And it explains a lot of the people that you'll run into in the video world too. They come, they shop around, they're looking for the best price. They might even be in your ear or on your radar for months at a time, but ultimately they're never going to buy from you, no matter what you do or how much service you bring to them or will bring to them. And even if your smile is impeccable and makes Joel Osteen jealous, you're going to have these folks that absolutely are just not going to sign the dotted line, no matter what you do. You throw everything at them, the house, the boat, the kids, your left shoe, and they still won't sign the dotted line. Show grace and move along. Now, Grant Cardone would say, follow up until one of you guys die. And he's a multi-millionaire, so he knows a lot about sales, a lot more than old Jake the Film Guy. Having said that, his own vice president of sales has said, you know what, there's 7 billion people in the world, I'll go on to the next guy. So take from all of that what you will. I personally say if you followed up enough times and you still don't have a deal and this person's just kicking the tires, move along. They're just going to keep burning daylight with you. There are lots of up enough times and need your solutions that you can provide as a video producer. So I highly encourage you to go and find them. If you need additional information, if you're looking for more of the problem children that you'll run into and my tips and tricks for how to navigate those tricky relationships, head on over to the site, which is linked below, and then join the newsletter for even more sweet goodness to help you navigate all of those rocky relationships. The business world is full of people, and you are ultimately in the people business because nowadays, as Gary Vaynerchuk has said very brilliantly, everybody is a media company. Keep creating with the King, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and leave a comment below. Who was your favorite problem child, and how did you show them grace?
Miss Malcolm?